It's another Friday again on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I never do this alone. Hi, ladies.
Excellent morning.
Hey. News mention. So over the week, it's Friday. We're going to be introducing some new funny videos. Those ones that got us laughing. Hope you laughed too, because we came across, I think, 2 videos that was pretty interesting. Watch this one.
I take exception. That was warm-up.
I actually prefer
that was
the Nigerians parade to that, because
That wasn't
with all due
a parade.
respect,
That
wasn't a parade, actually.
No, that wasn't a parade. That was
Wasn't a
warm-up.
parade.
Maybe before parade, they do that in every. I went to military school. That was warm-up.
But that,
the person that did this video is very mischievous.
The first parade was not a parade. It wasn't by police officers.
Yeah.
What do they
Definitely
call it?
wasn't by Africans.
Kilometer.
It was they were
Simulation.
performers there. There was a simulation. They
Yes.
were performing.
So don't embarrass our Nigerian police like that,
People should
please.
take time.
But
New
you see,
videos.
the thing I find really funny is people sit down, search online for videos,
Yes.
and then they will sit down, put it together, share it. Like
And it's a
the
trend.
level of creativity we put into it.
Life is
Yeah.
hard here, so we need to be
So
happy.
please,
But
Nigerian police, we
was
know
wrong.
that is not your parade. We the learned
do you
ones,
know?
we know
How
that
do you know
you have
Photoshop?
proper parade.
But that
That
belle-
belle was
not
just that
Photoshop.
belle sounds like
You'll be surprised. That Bele man can run. You'll be surprised.
wrong way.
No, me and
From
you
where
know
to
these
where.
things now.
Forget
And we
it.
see them. That belle
You'll
is
be
not Photoshop.
surprised.
But I
How
believe
many
that,
distance with Belero?
Okay,
believe that they should have fun once in a
anyways,
while.
let's
They
take
should
one.
drink more water. Today is World Water
Water
Day. So
Day.
if they drink more water, they probably won't have that pot
Preferably
belly.
artisan water.
And there was one lady amongst them. Interesting.
That's warm-up now. They were
Let's
not.
take one more video. One more. Well, I think it's a picture actually, a meme. They're at school, but the teacher asked them to go home. How dare they?
Wicked teacher.
Very wicked.
She does
I wonder
not.
which state.
The teacher does not know that.
Nima's village.
No.
just
This is career discrimination.
Exactly.
Morayo, that's how you
exceptions.
if say career. If somebody wants to be a herbalist,
Leave
now
them.
this is alternative medicine. They have given them fucking names. Me, I won't take. This one is nice. If the children want to grow, they can be anything as long as God put baraka for them.
A doctor is a doctor, whether he's a native doctor.
Yeah.
No, a native doctor.
Somebody
is a
used
profession.
this kind of thing and thought he got a cure for sickle cell in Benin. So
No, but they
kids
would have
look
scared
cute.
other children. in
No, they
class,
wouldn't have scared
looking
them.
that way. No, did you see that powder on that face?
they didn't scare any child.
They would have scared other
It's
children.
the
creativity.
mindset. It's the mindset.
It's artistry.
Are people earning a living from this career?
Yes, they are.
Do we have a society that believes that you can go and check your future and check what will happen
And we've
within
not, and we've killed it rather than grow it.
So
now,
if children now aspire
Chinese
to
herbs come from abroad, we take them.
Would you
but
allow
we
your
have our
children
own.
to dress that way for career?
You know,
day?
you of course you see the way I dress now. Not even for joke will I take off my hijab. So
Let's go on a break.
It's Friday,
When we
fun
come
Friday.
back, we're going to go through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Let's start with the
that
front.
was really nice. I wish you cut it.
INEC reacts as U.S. says voter intimidation in Nigeria's 2019 polls disappointing. Let me quote the U.S. They said, "We too were disappointed by the low voter turnout, as well as credible reports of voter intimidation, vote buying, interference by security forces, and violence in some locations." INEC responds and says, "In our reckoning, coupled with various reports released by local and international observers so far, the 2019 general elections were a success, but by no means perfect. Policemen dragged my husband on the ground till he died," says NSCDC officer's widow. Ekiti begins work on the 8.9 billion naira boundary road. INEC insists no certificates for Okorocha and others who declared under duress. Census will cost 220 billion naira, says Population Commission. Nigeria more divided in danger, says Obasanjo. FG closes case against Onoge with 3 witnesses. APC PDP trade rigging allegations against the Saturday polls. Right, so let's start with the human interest, the NSCDSC.
Yes. So this man, his name is Oga Jumbo, was allegedly beaten to death in Abuja. That happened on Wednesday. He was going to drop off his wife in the office, the wife who was a teacher in another, I think, a part of Iyanya there, and then got to the traffic. They were diverting other cars. When he got to their car, the man refused them to go and asked them to come down. So he refused to come down. He was asking, why are you stopping me? I need to go. I'm late for work. They said, we don't care. I don't care if you're late for work. Just come down. So the man with a colleague of him, that's the policeman in charge, dragged him out of the car. They used the clubs to hit him on his head several times, according to the wife, and then dragged him from that point to their station and left him there. So he bled to death. But they are saying that he was against traffic, and that was why that happened. So the police is investigating the case now. He's been detained. The policeman has been detained. So we want to see how
happened in
he's
Yanya,
going to
in
be prosecuted.
Abuja. The place is Yanya.
Yeah, yes.
So it's very annoying the way we treat traffic offences. It's a simple offence. The highest you get is to impound the car. And because of that, you club and beat a person to death. And you commit murder.
Even if
you commit murder,
there was a traffic offence
yes,
carried out.
You know, it's not proportionate to the offence carried out, and the way they do
Former
here.
President Obasanjo, in another story, was saying that Nigeria is more divided now, that even we're not as divided as we are. I mean, even during the Civil War, that Nigeria is pretty divided, and we need partnerships with each other and also African countries. And he talked on 5 Ps, politics, protection, population, prosperity, things that we need to actually
this
do
is where
to
I
move
actually
forward.
have wanted the former president to be for a long time. As he has said, he's retired into being an elder statesman, not getting into partisan politics, but actively working to bring Nigerians together. Because most of the division we have right now isn't based on we as people. It is based on the knowledge, the information we get from politicians who profit from dividing us because they want to get
so
votes
the address will be more because of his person, the influence he has. He should focus on the people who are dividing us along those lines more.
When he says partnership,
I would like to
see
him.
He needs to focus on that partnership word he used, which is we need to actually
political party.
Not all of us must partner together.
The thing is, because he has spoken up for one party against another party, you become partisan. You can't be a neutral body anymore, and he's supposed to come ahead.
You can retrace his steps, take his position as another statesman.
I want to see more of Abdul
And
Salam.
mother kind of.
I want to see more of General Abdul Salam.
Address those people and stop this. Once you hear it, criticize it and let it.
Let's move on to The Nation. Legal battles, muscle flexing as APC PDP get ready for polls. 4 vehicles burnt in Lagos gas explosion. Rivers INEC to resume collation of election results. Local bond market attracts $6 billion, says CBN. Council secretary dies in ambush. Knocks for police as cultists kill 3 corps. 3 core members, actually. EFCC, US report over anti-graft war false. What happened to this secretary that died?
Okay.
Who was that, sorry?
I have the secretary, I have the core members too. But quickly, the core members, they were 7 in a school. So gunmen that happened on Wednesday in Bayelsa, came into the school compound that day and released gunshots. 2 of the core members died, 1 critically injured and in the hospital right now.
Graduates from OAU,
According to the story, it's a cultist.
That's always the easiest reason.
They just
say
give
cultists.
It's cultism.
Because they said a gunmen came into the place and were shooting sporadically, and they were shouting, what did we do? Some of the commoners were shouting, what did we do? What did we do? Nobody identified what they did. People that live within the area said these guys are predominantly peaceful people. They don't have any issues, that whenever they just sit down in front of their porch whenever the power is out, and that they don't have any record of them having issues with anybody. So And they also complain that we have a military division in this Bayelsa. Bayelsa is a small community. This is a small place. How come it took so long and there wasn't swift police response? My heart goes out to the families of those corps members. Graduates
Really?
worked 7. They said they were marking result
that.
sheets from the school.
It's
So they were
that.
serving dutifully and now they are dead. So we must, whatever happens, some people must be brought to justice.
This country,
The culprits
sometimes
must
when
be
you hear
brought
this kind
to
of
justice
stories,
whichever way.
just get frustrated.
It's painful.
Same thing with the 4 vehicles that got burnt in Lagos gas explosion.
That one is someone
So leery.
yeah. That's so much.
Okay, let's
Rivers
move-
State, however, said that the coalition, there was disruption of the coalition, and they said that while there were some pockets of violence in some areas, the election was largely accounted for, and it
21
was
local
just
governments,
21. So, and that it was just the coalition. So they fixed the date for when the coalition would take place to be
April 13th.
That's the supplementary election will be April 13th. But the coalition will be April 4th or 5th that they would do the coalition.
Okay.
So we're waiting to see what the results will be from Rivers State.
Okay, let's move on to the New Telegraph. Tambuwal Autumn Ganduje a long battle for survival. Onoge, federal government has no case against me. Fish consumption may prevent asthma, says study. And abductors demand 300 million naira to free Buhari's prayer warrior. Electronic waste. Samsung Techno others face mobile importation ban. I read that story. There was the mobile, Samsung Techno and other mobile companies
brands.
might actually face bans of their products because they want them to actually also
Have a process.
have a way to ensure that the waste of their products are
taken care
identified,
of,
are probably taken care of. If not, they wouldn't allow them to bring these products
Of
into
course,
the
they
country.
should invest in recycling of these things. I mean, you know.
So, like maybe
Well, is
a
it their
mop-up.
responsibility?
No, yes.
No,
the
should
it be
government
their
can-
responsibility?
It should be their
the government can
CSR.
make it their
It should be their
responsibility. So
CSR.
the government, instead of saying a ban, is to work with them to provide they should give incentives so that when your phone is faulty and unrepairable,
they
can
you
take it back.
take it back to them and they will take it from you because we just
But they
discard
do,
them.
they do that
are focused
sometimes.
on making money, so
Yeah,
they just
so-
advise you to sell or delay your fixing of the phone, so you
But they
have
take
to
it
buy
back sometimes. You
another
swap.
one.
You do
But you
swapping.
see, what they can do here is just like what they have in the gas flaring industry, where for flaring you pay. So if you, that's why I'm just trying to explain how it's their responsibility.
Right.
So it could be their CSR, it's also partly their responsibility. You bring in this phone, you may profit from it. You know.
CJN.
So
CJN.
is that
Noah.
CJN?
Yes.
Papa wants to take CGN. Oh.
Yes.
Why are you putting her on that person?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
I don't understand. She's the
the federal government, the prosecutor have closed their case on the CGN. And they closed their case. And the CGN is saying they are going to move to file a no case submission, meaning that they don't see a case in the entire, when the federal government are done presenting their case, they are done with prosecution, it's their turn to say, okay, there's no point going into defense. We don't see a case
They don't see.
to defend.
Wow.
But even then, when he files a no case submission, the trial judge has to rule that, upholding or, cancelling it so that they go into defense.
So the federal government-
So we still have
We're
a case.
talking about the federal government.
Matter CD court.
So if they didn't have everything tied up before taking it to court.
No, nobody has said that.
But when
It's not you or me who will determine whether they didn't have it tied up. Somebody is listening with the legal mind to determine that. That's the
Okay,
trial
are you
judge.
happy now? We're taking the another story. Are you happy now?
She carry fights come out. I don't
Fish
know.
consumption may prevent asthma.
Yes,
Sorry?
James Cook, a scientist from James Cook University has said that eating of fish may help asthma patients. Asthma patients, because they realize that a lot of the medications they give to them do not work. So you have that problem, but it's not sorted till you probably, and a lot of people have died. So they conducted a test with about 664 persons living in a fishing area, and they discovered that eating more of fish will help you. So if you know somebody out there who has asthma, please give them plenty fish to eat. That oil there is very important.
Saturated acid, fatty acid in
Yes,
fish.
in the fish.
That,
And
there's-
omega H3 as well.
I heard that our president's prayer warrior was abducted. They demanded 300 million naira. That's what Telegraph said.
A cleric
Prayer
was
warrior.
abducted.
That's what they wrote here.
Oh
Prayer
my God,
warrior.
this person.
Sensational.
Sensational.
It's cleric Sheikh Suleiman.
cleric who was
Anyway, moving on very
abducted.
quickly to the Guardian. That's, Christians are used to prayer warriors, so they didn't realize that.
They used it to catch us, so everybody go.
Okay,
But the
she's
ransom
Sheikh
is high, actually.
300 million, that's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Okay, let's move on to the Guardian very quickly. U.S. cautions stakeholders on peaceful rerun for polls. Clearing agents threaten to ground Lagos port over alleged multiple checkpoints. Measles infects 4,693, kills 3 in Borno. in search of autonomy for government-owned universities. Tokwe has a story on the clearing agents.
The clearing agents in Tinkan and Apapa ports have said that they are going to ground activities within the ports for 72 hours because there's been the multiple levies against them. They said that they have 10 bottlenecks in the ports, including they have a CG strike force. They have the compliance team, Federal Operational Unit, Monitoring and Special Force, CG Task Force, and Information. That all these things, people virtually doing the same thing. They open, check to be sure that we now have a case of, if you don't trust the custom officials that you have, is that you might always replace them rather than creating a new layer. The straw that broke the camel's back was when they now sent a new task force from Abuja. These ones are now called the Abuja team. When you finish doing everything, the Abuja team will now come and check again. Discuss delays for them. They pay demurrage. They are paying duties. They are sorting these teams to make the process faster. And they're like, this is multiple taxation. Can we make it more efficient?
Support, it affects us very well.
All right. Good news. The federal government is rehabilitating the Port Harcourt refinery. So they hope to be increase the number of
internally generated
barrels per day.
So it's until
rehabilitating that refinery.
They're trying to get to 210,000.
I just hope government will become sincere about this fuel issue. Because
Thank you.
what we're suffering there in our area with those tank farms could have been sorted out if we
forgot to take the story on the cyclone in Mozambique and Zimbabwe. It's really sad.
There's even a cave-in of a mine in Jos.
Yes, so in Jos, so I said that the only 3 survived. The 10 people.
Everybody else died. Only 3 were saved.
Really sad story. Unfortunately, that's all we can take on front page review. But the cyclone in Mozambique and Zimbabwe is something we need to really follow up on and see what we can do.
And see how we can get help for them.
We can actually generate help from this side of town.
We've been Africa for them.
Yeah, we can.
We don't need foreign help.
They're crying out for help.
Some of them are actually on their roofs,
That's where they are.
Trees.
Stranded.
They're stranded. They can't get down. Unfortunately, that's all we can take on front page review. When we come back, we discuss some trending topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So over the weekend, the story about the daughter of a popular Yoruba actor, Iyabo Ojo, who turned 18, went viral for celebrating her birthday in a strip club. Nigerians reacted strongly all over social media, as usual, stating that it was appalling to see such a video from such a young lad. However, she has publicly apologized to her mother for betraying her trust.
Ew.
I don't understand. Anyway, you can call us on 070-80668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right, so when I read the story, what came to mind was, hey, she's young. She's living her life. Because, I think it's the hypocrisy of our society that make her feel like she has to apologize. But the truth is, I felt that the apology wasn't totally necessary, but to her mother privately, yes, maybe I embarrassed you by doing this. But I didn't think she needed to apologize to anybody or owed anybody an explanation, because when I was in her shoes, I was 21. I've done the strip clubs, I've done the parties, I've done the alcohol. On my 21st birthday, my 2 girlfriends, there were 3 of us, drove down to New York. They got me high, got me drunk, got the strip. We got the strip dancer. We did exactly what she was doing.
Thank you. I wanted to go there.
The point is that it's something you do as a child. After that, you move on from it. It's not something. So why would she feel embarrassed about that? So I was just wondering what the issue was exactly. But people were saying, no, this is wrong. How can? It's very, very morally debasing for her to do such. And I'm wondering, really?
I believe there's time for everything.
She's 18.
Hold on.
It's her time.
She's still under her parents.
She's turning 18.
She's still under her mother.
I was living with my brother when I did that.
That is you in the US, right? Not in Nigeria.
Yeah,
so we raise our children. Hold on. We have values in the society. And we try as much as possible to raise the children in those values. So we show them that this is okay if you want to choose this path, but there's time for everything. So you're just turning 18, and the first thing that comes to your head is to go to a strippers club and spray money. Who gave you all those money on the table that you were spraying? I saw that video and I wept. You know why I wept? Because I have daughters, and I would not like to see my child at 18 in street. Till today, I've never been to a strippers club. No. Hold on. Till today, me, their mother, have never been there. And I don't want to raise children who do that. The mother felt embarrassed because she had a party for her with her celebrity friends at home. Got her friends, everything was bubbly. She celebrated her daughter, spoke good of her daughter, only for a video to surface. Excuse me, I've not finished though. Only for a video to surface, seeing the daughter spraying money on a naked girl. Oh, so come on.
For me,
come
it's
on.
not an apology.
I'm a mother.
It's not an apologizing situation. Because there's a problem. There's a lack of communication between both of them. And then there is the issue of you had no idea your child was going to go out. Strip club is not in the evening, no. It's at night.
Midnight, no.
So you had no idea she was going to go out. Or how she was going to get the money. I think that entire episode should have been taken off social media. She should have been taken to the, as like they will have an intervention center.
Grounded.
An intervention committee to meet and discuss with her because there's a problem.
There's a problem,
One, where did we get that money from? And I don't think that it's our own, it's for us to know or to judge.
Of course.
It's a problem Iyabo Ojo needs to discuss with her daughter and address it.
With immediate effect.
What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to fulfill? What's attractive there for you?
At this age.
She's not about a social media apology.
So I hear what you're saying. There are two different things. The money part is important. That's something that needs to be addressed because obviously that's a lot of cash you're storing now.
Of cash.
Makes sense. But do you think a young girl doing something that is totally not usual is totally wrong?
I believe when you are young, I think that you should experiment when you're young. You know, I've already said here that a lot of cultured and sheltered people end up, because they're extremely sheltered and cultured, there's an exposure that would happen that might now get into their head. Not like everybody, but it happens in most cases. So I feel you should not block your children from understanding that this is a reality out there. Experience it and realize, come back home.
But don't stay in my house and go to strippers club.
That's where the training and the background comes in.
That's where the training and that's why I feel that that's where the gap I feel exists in this relationship that should be addressed.
So you said it well. Obviously, there's a gap. And, you know, certain things you just don't do. So leave this Morales American mentality from there. Hold on a minute.
I knew where to stop.
That's you.
I knew when to stop and I came back home.
Me
and Nima, I would drive from New York. I'll go to club in DC. And I'll attend church in Jersey on Sunday morning.
Good for
7 a.m. in the morning.
Because you had values.
Because I had my values, I was able to differentiate.
Not how many children.
Hold on, Morayo. Maybe in New York, you know, I've never tried. I'm airport safe. But in Nigeria, some people will go to club, and that's where they miss the line. They never get to retrace their steps. I went to school in Nigeria.
It happens.
So it's the foundation. It's not about the club. It's the foundation.
Who went for hostel party. And they were never able
the background foundation,
to come back
party,
to the values their fathers gave them. Some people attended hostel parties, ended up getting pulled into court, induction or whatever they did, forcefully, and they were never able to be whole again.
Yes.
So you see, they say, I was scared when I saw what was happening in that club.
I was afraid.
Knowing that the mother had a normal party for her. 21 is what Nigerians do. They want to do crazy things. And they put together a party for you at home, a limo, everything that the mother thought would make your day special.
And you didn't tell me you were
as
going.
a child, you fell into peer pressure, followed your peers to a strip club and did something extra. Hold on, no. You see abroad, you can do these things but here, some kids never. That's where you try the things that you would never be able to stop. That's where you get to do. Before you know it, they never. You see that advert that one telecom was doing, where that boy did not enter the bus. That's the story of some people.
I'm telling you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Yes, hello, ladies.
Good morning, ma'am.
You're doing a very great job. How are you there?
Very great.
I'm Feyi Shola from Omole.
Yes, ma'am. Welcome.
Yeah, you know what? I just want to... hello, are you listening to me?
Very clearly.
Yes. You know what? I think all these things is not a day job for any parent. So it's not when a child made a mistake that you correct at that age.
Yes.
To me, it has to do...
Foundation. Painful. Foundation. Let me even say that the image, it depends on what the parent wants from You know, there are some parents, you come to their house and you are not allowed to watch African Magic, all those Nollywood movies, and they just make that law that this is not what I want for my children. And I believe that as long as you are still a child under my roof, you go by my rules. That was how I was raised, and that's how I'm going to raise my children. I won't stand tomorrow and say, please do not go to strip club or go to the club or do whatever you want to do when you are not under my roof. But as long as you're under my roof, there are certain rules that you have to keep as a child, because I may have seen certain things I do not want you to see. It doesn't mean I'm not going to expose you to those things, but there's time for everything. So I would have even felt there was no need for it to be on social media. A lot of young girls are looking up to that, liking that girl, liking her packaging, and they will now say, okay, my 18th year birthday, I want to go to. No, it happens. It happens. I don't agree with that, but it happens, and we'll see that.
But you see, I had a young lady living with me, and when she was trying to go, give me all the excuse in the world that she wanted to go and stay outside, she was telling me, giving me, oh, the traffic is bad. I'm thinking to myself, you're 18 or you're 20 years old. Listen, I've been that age. Yeah. I understand you are hungry to go and see what's out there. It's okay. I told her exactly what my brother told me. Be responsible. In everything you do, be responsible. If you go to a club, doesn't mean you're irresponsible. Yeah. If you go to a strip club, doesn't necessarily mean you're irresponsible. You're just going to see, you're seeing what it's there. And when you're done, because of the background and foundation you have, because of the upbringing you have, you know, okay, this is not for me. You know when to draw the line. And that's exactly what the issue is. Yes. We shouldn't reprimand her for the actions of what she did. The money part, I can understand.
Yes. We should question how that happened. See, so I don't believe in, I understand that when you live under my rules, under my roof, you should live by my rules. But I think that we tend to play this card where we say, I don't drink water because my religion does not accept it. I don't take this phone because my parents don't accept it. When my religion is not being observed or my parents are not seeing, then I will do what I want to do. I believe that when we're raising our children, it should become who they are. So if I have internalized the values of my parents, regardless of whether I am under their roof or not, I would conform by the values they have put in me. Now, over time, peer pressure might make me try something, but those values are in me, whether I'm under their roof or not. But I don't want us to shelter our child, and I'm doing a lot of sheltering.
You are the one that's sheltering more than everybody.
I appreciate this young lady. She was able to apologize to her mother. She understood
and that took courage. That took courage because you're coming on social media to put yourself, make yourself even more vulnerable. Right. That took courage, but they should do more work
on the ground. It shows she has serious upbringing for her to apologize to her mother. That for me is serious. Let me let you round up that segment.
Just about the money for me.
That money, right?
Yes.
It touched you.
Just about the money. That amount of money in her possession is certainly her mother's fault.
Yes.
It's certainly, you have exposed her so well. Too well, you forgot to put the checks
and balances.
You make her vulnerable to people who want to take advantage of her.
In exchange for money.
In exchange for money. And now she's exposed that there's so much money available, people would question. I think the mother...
We don't know where the money came from. Is it okay for us to judge?
No, this is not judging.
Did you see the bundles?
I'd hate to think the mother does not know where the money came from.
That is even worse.
Because that one, the money comes from somewhere. Like my father used to say. I used to do it to my dad when I was younger. We were 4 girls. If I ask my father for money and he doesn't give me, I say, do you want me to go and collect it outside? I say, come and take. Because if I don't collect it from inside, I'll collect it from
somewhere else.
Take this call from Candy. Candy, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning, ladies.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Morayo, I want you to understand that Nigeria is not US. We have values here.
My sister.
I am a grandmother. And honestly speaking, I won't want a situation whereby my daughter or my granddaughter will go out exposing herself that way. We don't believe in this street dancing or what is it that we have. In fact, in our culture, I am a typical northerner. I am a Christian. But in our culture, you don't expose your body. Why are you exposing your body? Why do you have to do that? Because we believe that when a woman covers up, I mean, it's your identity outside. But when you go street dancing, I don't think it's our culture, and I think it's very, very wrong. Okay. She shouldn't have done that because her mother has a need.
Thank you very much, Candy. Fantastic
Let me build on what Candy said.
Yes.
You see, some things are strange to us, and we will not have perfected them. Strip clubs they are unique to those places where they started from. They've perfected them. So people know how to escape and all that. Here, you might just be there, you run low, you run to, and then before you know it, it happens on you, like I said earlier. They are strange to us. We've not perfected them. They are not our ways. There are other ways that are African to catch fun. So we know how to support that.
I went to Dubai and I saw lots of people in their regalia. And when they took me to the club, they entered the club with their hijab.
Yes.
As they enter like this, they pull everything up in the bathroom. They
and
change.
you need to see the
And
design
I
of
was seeing
under.
That's hypocrisy.
part of that's the issue.
But Morayo, we
It's
complain,
their transport vehicle to the club. That's the war. It's not their way of life. They want their transport vehicle because to cross maybe certain areas, they have to be
You need to
covered.
cover.
So
But I
that's-
wanted to quickly say that, you know, we have issues of rape in Nigeria where they will say the way the person dressed. But you see there are nude beaches in California. Everybody is nude. And people don't even, you will not even see men.
their culture.
Men, the body of the men don't even react. The body of the men does not react
They are
to it.
tired
They
of seeing
don't express it because
They are tired
it
of
is
seeing
a norm. Here, on the other
Ordinary
hand,
your toe.
ordinary body count,
Ordinary your toe.
men will start behaving funny. So,
Ordinary Florida and the beach, the Miami,
they have
nude
naked
buckets.
beach. So
The thing for me
their
is,
society.
the thing
Let's
for
just
me
do what
is,
works for us.
I
here.
have daughters, and I don't want them at 18 to go to strip
Honey,
club. They should wait.
if they leave this
they
country,
should wait.
if they leave this
they
country,
should wait first.
at some point or the
they
other.
should wait. Of
But
course,
they
I
can
don't
go
have
later.
Don't
Does
I
that
go to
make them
clubs?
bad?
I go to clubs.
They can go later, but they can't go at 18.
When you are responsible, that you can take. If anything happens now, she cannot take care of herself.
Yes, of course, she's a kid.
You see the point?
I went at
So when you
21.
can take care of yourself, make your decisions and be responsible for it.
Anyway, I have to round up, but the thing is that the problem we have is that we cage all our children so much.
I'm not caging my
And
children.
Many of them, they
My
get
children can
to-
dance
they-
shaku
they-
shaku.
We force them to go and get married and settle down. They now marry.
Can dance shaku
They now start
shaku.
thinking, what's going on out there? They start hearing of strip clubs, start hearing of alcohol. Like,
Children of these days, you can't even cage them, forget.
That's why a lot of young people start cheating. But me, someone like me now, I have lived it all. Is it alcohol? Been there, done that. Is it clubs? Been there, done that. I have a certificate.
no clubbing.
You can't even, you can't pay me to go and club or to go to a strip club. I wouldn't do it because I've been there, done that, forgotten about it.
It doesn't
I
matter.
was in cage.
At
It's
the
not a
right
big
time.
deal.
It's not-
At the
it's
right
not
time.
At the right time.
You know?
There's a school of thought that says that at the
Take
right time.
responsibility
do it
for
and
your
move on.
actions.
This is it. Make it the child's choice.
Yes.
Let the child see both worlds. Talk to them, expose them, and make it their
Exactly.
choice. I didn't do it. I don't miss it. I always say it. I didn't do those things, and I don't miss it. I wasn't caged. My father gave me freedom to do politics and take risks that I would take. The ones I will not take, I don't want to do.
All right.
So make it the child's choice, but expose them properly.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, our celebrity guest takes the couch. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. She's a Nigerian actor, scriptwriter. She's beautiful, an amazing wife and mother. She started her acting career back in 2007, but is mostly known for her performance in the soap opera Tinsel. Welcome with us, Matilda Obaseki Musia.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Good, I'm good. I'm
So you
good.
heard our gist about this, when is the right time to do these things, and is it appropriate for a young Nigerian girl to explore the world, do things that her parents wouldn't be so proud of, but she's able to retrace her steps and say to her mom, she's sorry. Obviously, she has good upbringing from what we've seen. The money factor is there, which Nima pointed out, but in your view, what do you make of this story, and what do you make of young girls being out there doing their thing?
Okay, so I didn't see the video, the actual video, but I just heard about it. I feel like you were asking for a young Nigerian girl. It should be for every girl. You know, I feel like there's an age where people should be able to live a little. Like, maybe not 18 for a strip club, but 21 is fine. And I think that people should be able to explore, do the things that, let them know for themselves what is good for them and what is not good for them. I mean, just like saying, oh, as my child, you can't do stuff like that in my house, so I can do it when I'm not in your house, kind of
So you
thing.
get a rebellious child.
Yeah. So, like, okay, when I'm in school, because you're not going to go with them to school.
They
You're
need
going
to
to
go
go with
to
them
school,
wherever it is that they're going. I mean, they can tell you, oh, we're in this place, but they're actually not there. So what's the... Why don't you just teach them from childhood what is wrong and what is right? So even when they find
their
themselves
choices.
in certain situations, they still know
Fantastic.
what, they already
Fantastic.
have that.
Now, there was a video we stumbled on of a man who was lambasting women for denying their spouses from being intimate with them when they are in the mood. He went further to say that men get grumpy and angry from this act as if it is a major issue in the relationship. What are your thoughts on this? You can also join the conversation on 070-806-6801. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. We won't use the word.
The story is intimacy, lack of intimacy from him. When the man is, proposes intimacy and the woman says no, it makes him grumpy, sad, and it generally demoralizes the man. And so men are now complaining. The protest now.
They have to complain.
When you do this, you are you're making me sad. You're making me angry.
Yes.
What is your response as a woman?
I complain with them too. Yes.
As a wife,
Yeah.
do you make Oga grumpy sometimes?
You do all the time.
We all do that. We all have the occasional headaches.
She's not among.
You're always alert.
Always, ever ready.
Are you worried?
I can't just. For me, it's a duty in my marriage to see to that need for my husband.
Yes.
And for my husband, I said it, I will be ever ready to see to
For
that
him.
need.
Okay,
You try.
Exactly.
In a situation, I'll come to you, Matilda, but in a situation whereby the man gets angry, don't you think it's also his responsibility to deal with it, to manage his emotions?
More,
To manage
more. See, we will deal with that need and then we would address anger. That's the way me I see it too. So he comes home with the need. This is what the prophet said. That's one thing I was trained. When you see a beautiful woman, go home to your wife. It means that your wife must be able to deal with that situation. So when the prophet said, do not commit adultery, when you see a beautiful woman that, you know, what's the word?
Okay.
Seducing or something like that. Go home to your wife. You now go home to your wife.
And the wife says no.
She now has a headache. Do you
Let me take this
understand?
call. Let me take this call. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
He's male along. You just
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I want to comment. I think my comments will cover both.
Yes. Notice we didn't use the
18-year-old girl going to the strip club.
Notice we used
And
intimacy.
why men are grumpy when denied intimacy.
Right. Very good.
I think we're losing our morals
Okay.
as Christians. Whether you are in America, whether you're in Nigeria, your Christianity doesn't change. I think that's what I'm trying to say. We should just instill morals in our children. Going to a strip club is not something that is good to do, whether you're 100 years old or whether you're 18. The second one about a man and a woman is meant to be a wife, do duties and services to her husband, whether or not they are quarreling.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I'm just trying to say that the Bible is the Bible. It doesn't lie. Train up a child in a way he should grow, and when he grows up, he will not depart from it. So you cannot tell me that because you've caged a child for 18 years, and then the child comes out, and then the child now becomes wild. Anyway, my message is please, let's just pass good morals to our children. And by good morals, I mean by biblical morals. And not just grow up and
Thank you very much, Diana. I think I'd like to say something to what Diana said. I grew up in a Muslim house, and at some point I gave my life to Christ, and I had a background of both religions. And I was never caged as regards that. But even as a Christian, I was still somewhat of a baby Christian at the time, as I was living 18, 21 years old, and you're living in a new world of freedom. No mommy, no daddy telling you what time to become. I was there. My brothers respected me because I was already 18, so they treated me as an adult. I was free. Yes, I lived. I did what the average American was doing, but the background of Islam that I had in me, that listen, my mother was constantly on my head, and the fact that I had that Christianity background also brought me back home. So I knew when to stop, and I knew when, okay, this is time for me to leave those things and now face 100% the Word of God. So let it not be as if, oh, I'm playing double standards here. I'm not. Yes, I did that the past, but this is reality today. So it's clear, because I know people are watching and they will think that, oh, Marada used to think it's better that I clear that out. Now, let me come to you.
I think it's a bit hypocritical to think that because, I mean, we just don't have Christians and Muslims. We have people who,
I'm not even
who are not even, and so to say biblical or, I mean, let's just deal with each other with values and say, you know what, even if you go to this place, just be like what you've been taught. I mean, some people don't know what the Bible says. Some people don't know what the Quran says. So, like, what are we talking about? Just raise your children.
Well,
I mean,
fantastic.
raise your children. It's not about.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation and we'll discuss with you your career. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
All right, we'll just round up the segment. Let me let you jump in here.
Thank you very much. So I was reading up about, there's this particular chemical, oxytocin, that helps people you feel it when you're happy. It's the happiness, it gives you that happiness hormone. So for people who take alcohol, that highness, for people who are very huggy and clingy, you have children around you, you're happy, that chemical is released in your brain. And men are not very huggy, touchy everywhere. The only time that chemical is released in their brain is when they are intimate with their wife. And then you forget all of that and deny them when they really want it. I think it's unfair to the men. So my advice is, work it out with your spouse. Even if you are tired, you can say, please, right now I am tired, at a later time. I think it's about understanding and not just feeling he should deal with it. After all, is a problem, he should deal with it.
Just say, go back to,
that's why
sorry, just quickly,
right?
We'll make it very fast. We need to let our men understand and build resilience within themselves to take no. Also, while I was single, I had a case from their wife. Because I had a man that was on my case as a single lady, consistently telling me how his wife was beating him. Fast forward later, I did make up for the woman and realized that she was on bed rest during that period. So your wife is on bed rest. You can't take 6 to 8 months of no sex,
6
no
to 8
intimacy,
months.
because you are grumpy and sad.
Even
but
someone
she's paying the
8
price
months.
for your
6 to 8
relationship.
months.
So here's what I'm saying. She is medically unfit.
Hold on.
So
hold on.
So the man should cheat.
No, that's not the point. You will find ways to get him to that level.
She's on bed rest.
You're not getting the point. You're not getting the point. You don't have to do the main thing. Yes.
I don't understand.
You don't have to do the main thing. You can use other things to help. That's not the point.
Obiajulu, the woman should go and die.
No, that's not
the woman should die.
What I'm saying.
I've been there.
How?
No, there's nothing. But women can't win,
no.
can they?
My 2 pregnancies, my husband has, anytime I'm pregnant, he has to go on a 9-month leave.
He can't.
So what happened?
But he doesn't cheat on me because he knows if I was fit, he would get
So you
me.
didn't find a way to help.
I will do that. She's on hospital bed rest.
Even when I'm in the house bed
The
rest.
men should become
Yes.
for the marriage because she is lying down on that bed for the marriage.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying any woman should deny her husband.
We're not addressing
but I'm
women
saying that there are some situations.
We're not addressing women on
That's
that
what I'm
addressing
saying.
women.
I
You
can't
are
hear anybody anymore. I can't hear anybody.
I'm not advocating for women to say no and reject their husband.
Yes.
But I'm advocating for men to man up where necessary.
That's a
hold their
different
body.
case. Yes. So
So
don't mix
that's
the
for
two.
genuine
So we agreed on that.
But
Yes.
women like you that have a headache.
Exactly.
Because of
I don't want
that,
to
that
do
one is
that.
different.
Yes.
But that's
That's
what I
your
was saying.
career.
Let's talk about your career. But let me take this call very quickly. Hello, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yes. Good
Go ahead,
morning.
please.
Yeah, good morning, ladies.
Morning.
I just want to make comment on the 2 issues we just discussed this
Very
morning.
quickly, yeah.
On the girl, I believe that values, like Nima said, should be taught from home. I never went to club and I don't miss club. That's just it. I don't do all those things. And I don't even feel bad for not doing it. Want to. And I'm happy the girl apologized, and I think she continued a good life after that.
Yeah.
The second thing is intimacy. Now, I would say that sometimes the woman may not be feeling good. Well, it is not, and I think it's an agreement between the two. To be able to talk to you, communicate well, and not so that the man will not feel bad. Do you understand? So I don't think it has to be an issue. The man shouldn't go grumpy. As long as you communicate it well, nicely to him. Okay, I'm sorry, this is what is happening to my body right now.
All right.
How
Thank
many
you very
things?
much, Joy.
Thank you.
So, Matilda, how you
Back
doing?
to you.
Let's come to you.
Our super
Tinsel and the whole works.
beautiful.
You are a beautiful actress.
Thank you.
What kind of scripts do you like? Do you find interesting? Because I realized that some of our scripts in this part of town is always watered down. The same old love story, mommy, daddy, husband, wife, cheating on you, the whole basic stuff. What are the areas you like talking about?
I feel like, script writing, we can't write stories that are not ours.
Right.
So what seems like is the normal, it's what's really happening. We're not going to go and say, oh, we had a superhero come in
vampires.
and save your vampires, because we don't have those things. Do you understand? So that's what they write. And that's basically, but the thing is, how do you write what you write? If you're writing drama, how are you writing, what's the story about? Is it something that people can relate with? Is it something that would basically happen in Mariah's life, let's say? Do you understand? That's what it is. That's
So in the last Big Brother, something happened, and I looked out for everybody that would correct this misnomer, where someone denied an entire family just to earn this money. And it was only you. In fact, that was when you won me. And ever since, I thought all the movies I saw you in were your production. Maybe just me, just trying to put you in that.
Amen, amen.
So you called out Saint Otoni for, you know, saying to Bisola when he was asked that, I think he denied, or
yes, he denied having a family.
It up, that no, by the grace of God, I'm single and that kind of thing. And it was you on social media. Why you? Why not everybody else?
At that point, thing is, everybody has a past, you know, everybody has something that they've done. Do you get? But just at that point, because you're trying to win something, I would never deny my family. And plus, you were lying to this girl. Obviously, she was into this. Like, I don't know. From what I saw, like I would not. From what I saw, you could see that like she already built a life outside this house. From what I saw, like I don't know where she was. I don't know if she also was acting. I mean, I can't speak for her, but just from what I was seeing, I just felt like it was so wrong. And this is why I say Nigerians can be hypocritical. Nothing was wrong with this, but something is wrong with some girl going to a club, to a strip club, because she's not earning any money.
Let me pause you for a second. I have to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Your View.
How did you know that acting was it for you? Because you were supposed to be in school, really.
Yes,
and then you told yourself, okay, I have to leave this and focus on the acting. How did you know? How did your parents feel at that time?
Especially your mom.
Your mom, yeah.
That's my mom. Yeah, so at the time, I was supposed to be in school. But you know, before I got into school, or before I got the admission into school, I'd already started like doing auditions. Acting was not something for me that I thought this is what I want to do with my life or any of those things. It was just one day I was watching TV, somebody was acting, and I don't know, you know when something, you just have I can do that. Like, that's easy. It's not that difficult. So then I started auditioning and all of these things. You should know, like we didn't have a lot of money and all of these things. So at some point, somebody gave me a diary and somebody said, write down a 10-year plan, kind of. So I said, oh, in 5 years, this is what I'm going to be doing. But it involved a lot of money. So I'm like, how am I going to make the money to do these things? So it just came to me, just go and act so that you can make money. So it wasn't something that I started with, oh, I have a passion for this thing. For me, it was like, I want to make money.
Right. Andrew here, he's saying to you, say, why doesn't Matilda do a sitcom within her own residence with some young actors and actresses and put it on digital channel? In that case, you could work from home. So it's something you should consider.
Okay, thank you.
Nice idea. Nice idea. Honorable says, even nowadays, you give your husband intimacy and most men still engage in extramarital affairs.
Exactly.
So denying him will make him thank you because it's easy for him to be with other people.
Okay, I didn't understand.
Zakaria says, please applaud that guest one more time. We need to stop acting like everyone, Muslim or Christian, just train your child on how they can be of good use to the society and build a firm conscience background in kids, that's all.
Yeah.
So
but I like it to know when your kids leave the house, when they're your perfect, trained, Islamized children or Christianized children leave and go to university. Honey,
children.
They're doing things.
Yeah, we know.
They're doing things.
Not all
so
of
stop
them are
acting
doing
as
things,
if
Manti.
they're all holy and
We're
they
not
are
acting like they're holy.
That's the perception we try
Just
to
give
feel.
me that respect because you're still under my roof.
The problem with that is there are no children have pressure to look a certain way to you, and then they're a certain way outside. Do you understand? So just let them be them, and everything is a teachable moment for me.
Boundaries,
instruction. I'm constantly worried that, that she might toe that line, look a certain way to me, be a certain child. I had a friend who knew her mom's schedule and would say to me, don't worry, before she comes, I'm done. Do you understand? So I was scared. But my parents, I don't know how they did it. even as I'm sitting here, there are things that I do. That when I do them, I'll be like, hey, if my parents ever find out, how do I apologize to them? I can't even look them in the eye.
It's your choice.
They must have prayed for you.
Train your children
So Matilda, what
first.
should we look now for? We have to run off. What the movies coming up? Anything coming up soon?
Yeah, well, we just finished, Queen of Queens just came out. That film, for me, it was everything because I grew up hearing that story. You know, to be able to play Queen Eden, it was everything. It was everything.
Fantastic.
You need to see that. That's awesome. That's
So look out
awesome.
for that.
It's one of the best things
All right.
I've ever put
That's
out.
all we can take. Thank you so much, Matilda.
Thank you so much for having me. Next time, ask me to bring a sweater.
It's all right. It's here, I know.
That's how it is.
All right,
This is
that's
our
all we
yes.
can take. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.